process. All right, guys, welcome to the team call for the Go team on 3/9/15. Welcome, everybody. So glad you're here. Glad you're attending. We are mid-March, and guys, this is the season for people, and they're starting to think about spring and spring break. It finally hit today in where we live, in lovely Mishawaka area, where it felt sort of springy. Like the melting really legitimate started happening. We actually have no snow finally on our streets for a while. It's been a long while. So even into March here, it's been crazy. So people are thinking about spring and summer. And with that comes health and fitness, because they know that the dreaded bathing suit is facing them. And the dreaded tank top is also facing them. And for guys, the Speedos are completely sorry, that's just, no. I'm just kidding. Those should be outlawed except for swimmers. Or if you're in Europe and you want to go there. Anyway, so what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to be helping people this spring, help them get towards their health and fitness goals. And we're going to start it off. So hopefully this call will help us. Again, it's me, and here I am hosting again. We will be having others host this, just so you know. Up front, I'm doing a lot of kind of content loading and making sure that we kind of get the focus where we're sort of kind of rolling with the Go team. And then we'll kind of pass that off a little bit more, and Jason will be doing some teaching, and Jay Shub, or Jay Shub, whichever one you want, we'll be doing some as well. And we'll have somebody also as guests. And I've already just confirmed some special, like literally very cool special guests. I wish, should I tell them? So okay, I'm going to say it. We have like set for us. You guys know who Caleb T is? Caleb T's a YouTube guy.
Yep.
Very, very creative YouTube, or a Beachbody coach. He's going to be on our team call soon, which is very exciting. So we got Caleb T. And if you've ever seen any of his videos, you need to go. It's Caleb Thomas. Absolutely check out his videos. They're fantastic. And he's hilarious. And he teaches you a lot while you laugh. So it's great. So that's kind of cool. So welcome to new coaches, if there are any. I don't think I see a ton right now. Yes, it's mostly established folks, which is great. But we are recording. So welcome to you if you're new. I do have some new coaches. We actually signed up 2 new coaches today, which is pretty exciting news. That was exciting for my particular world. Got 2 new coaches signed up, which is going to be great. Once again, our mission, y'all, is to help people achieve their goals and enjoy a healthy and fulfilling life. So the more we do this, especially springtime, achieve their goals, help them feel good about themselves as they hit the summer, they're going to be what we want, and they're called lifers, right? Lifers are the people who are going to be fully invested long-term with this as a lifestyle. Now, Claire and Liz and I were just on a call that we do weekly with our challenge groups. We do a half-hour kind of a huddle around the fire, talk about things, inspire. It just makes challenge groups a bit more human. And we talked about fitness as a lifestyle. And both Claire and Liz gave a little bit about what they talked about. Now, Claire, can you tell us a little bit about what you shared in that?
Oh, okay. So basically, well, like I said to them, I started with the 30-day challenge, and we had a challenge group over a year ago with Dan as my coach. And going forward out of that 30-day, I realized I want to do 60-day. It was combat, Les Mills combat. And so I had my nutrition dialed in. 21-day fix was not around then. So I used the Beachbody recipe guide on Beachbody and made my own weekly menus, and that pretty much stuck with me, and started also going to Dan's fitness center, and he has combat there now. So, but we did a lot of insanity last summer, and so I made it a lifestyle, and so that's basically what I told him, how I just kind of kept going and reaching more goals. And
yeah, so setting the goal, next goal, and using these challenges pretty much to help encourage you on that goal process, because it's really easy, guys, to go through a 21-day challenge or whatever, or, whatever, 5-day free, whatever you do, and then just go, okay, I'm done. And I'm just going to go back to nothing, or maybe I'll run a few days a week or something like that. So the more we can help people see this, and this is key, and we're going to talk a little bit about this in terms of challenge groups, is closure on a challenge group is so important. And I'm not sure if you've ever been part of a challenge group that really doesn't have any closure. We talked a little bit about this tonight earlier, was the fact that they kind of just fizz out. It's like, are we done? Or did anyone say we're done? Is there like the day is done, or are we just going to keep it floating on and we don't really tell anybody? And it just, we all fade off into the distance and we're all ashamed. It's like, oh my gosh, if I see that person again, we're part of the same group or whatever. So we have closure. We say that this is the day, we're done. We celebrate it. We go, yes, great job. You're awesome. We give away some prizes. We make it a big deal. We collect that data. We collect that information, and then we celebrate it. And then, especially if there's people who did get some really great results, perfect opportunity for you to share success stories. We'll talk about that more in a bit in terms of running an effective challenge group. So, the good stuff. Okay. Go Team exists to equip busy coaches with the essentials to build thriving businesses that help people achieve their goals and live healthy and fulfilling lives, right? So, essentials, and we're going to give you that. We're going to equip you with the essentials to build thriving businesses. That's our goal. Go Team is all about that. That's what we're doing. As a reminder, and last week we said 650. This past week we actually ended up with 670. 670 people joined our free challenge. Now, of that, I would say probably somewhere around 150, 200-ish sort of got through it, okay? Because let's face it, and that's actually pretty typical. It works out to about 25%-ish or so of people generally finish up with challenges. So I'm actually very pleased with that number. So don't I'm like, oh my gosh, now 670 didn't finish. Not at all an issue. The deal is we exposed 670 people to value. And here's the cool thing. As I mentioned in the group, for those of you who are in that group, we put a post of all of the challenges in a playlist that's on. We've got a YouTube channel. We got all those challenges that are that you can then refer people to and help them then see that for future. And the cool thing is it's going to keep directing people back. And you feel free, coaches. You can use that as a tool and then just say, hey, when you get done, just let me know. And then you can give that to people to use as something moving forward. Okay. So 670 people of those, they're kind of all exposed to this whole thing and working out. You got people interested a little bit. Maybe they did one day. Maybe they did 2 days. Maybe they finished all 5. That's great. We're going to talk about that in a second. But here's the thing. It's important now to help people move from free to paid challenges. And we're just tilling the soil. Okay. I've mentioned this before on another call for Team Symbiotic when I was kind of doing calls for that team. I mentioned the idea of we are really looking to try to see who is in. Okay. So you're looking to try to figure out who is in to be able to help them. Okay. Give you a quick example. Let me see here real fast. iPod. I've just got an iPod here. This is a random thing. Okay. I come into Walmart and I'm ready to go into the store and I go, hey, greeter person, I would love to get, and they come in and say, hey, how you doing? I'm doing great. How you doing? Awesome. And they say, how can I help you? And I said, well, I'm kind of looking for an iPod, right? I'm looking for an iPod. And they go, well, we really don't have iPods, but you know what? We have this really nice pen. And I would love this pen. And guess what? It comes in black and it comes in blue. And there's the erasable kind. So you got the little eraser on the end. As you can do that. That's awesome. And there's ballpoint and there's that point where it's kind of like a calligraphy pen thing. It's awesome. So we can sell you all kinds. This is awesome. This is really great. But you're like, well, wait a minute. Want this iPod? I want an iPod like this one. I want to buy another one like this. No, but wait a minute. Have you heard? The pens, they're on sale. They're on sale this month. And we bundle package them. So if you buy these 2, and then we give free shipping along with that. And Then the cool thing is, you've got 2 pens, and this is really awesome. So you get a blue one and a black one. Great stuff, right? Okay. But you're like, wait. I wanted an iPod. That's what we tend to sometimes be when we aren't helping people ascertain value. We're talking about the invite process and how we then as people can come off very salesy, not only to the people we're with, but as ourselves. We come off very salesy. And there's something icky that starts to feeling about us, and then we start to fear it. And when we fear that approaching people with something, what tends to happen? Do we do it more or do we do it less? We do it less, right? Because it makes us feel uncomfortable. We are internally wired to run from things that make us feel uncomfortable. Okay, there's a wiring inside our brain that says, that doesn't feel good, that emotionally doesn't feel good, stop doing that, right? So if you've had problems inviting people, it's probably because you're not leading with value first and understanding, trying to figure out who's really in and who really wants the pens, okay? We have to decide who wants the pens versus the iPods. So if your friend has no talking whatsoever about any kind of fitness thing, and you suddenly randomly bring up fitness, you're going to come off as salesy. It's going to be kind of weird, okay? So we'll talk about that in just a second here. So once again, our process, guys, we're driving home this process. We're rolling this out for you step by step. So it's not like each week you're going to go, okay, what are we talking about the next week? It's going to be a logical progression of the rollout. Okay, so we were just talking about the process. We just did a free challenge. We talked about free challenges. Now, we're at the point where we're trying to get people from free challenges into paid challenges. Guess what we're going to talk about? That thing. It's crazy. Wait, we're not going to talk about Beachbody On Demand? Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about Beachbody On Demand. Okay, that's great. But the main thing is the process, because we're part of a solution. And too often, we've run after the thing that's new and shiny and fun and whatever. It's like, oh, whatever just came out. It's great. It's awesome. And we forget about process. And then what happens? You'll talk. I'll show you in just a second. Okay. And then from paid challenges, of course, we offer the whole idea of the coaching opportunity. So we move them free, paid, coaching, repeat, free, paid, coaching. Say it with me. Free, paid, coaching. Got it? Okay, so we're all solid. Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's for dumb people like me who need it simple. I need it simple. And I've discovered over time that I think you do too. You with me? You need it simple, because remember our slide back here, you're busy coaches. And I'm trying to equip you with the essentials to build thriving businesses. But if you are constantly being barraged by new stuff, I don't know, whatever, you get distracted, you stay off process, and you stay off target, and then you build it into something other than a process. It turns into a product, and then it's a problem. Of course, then we also take those coaches, we train them. That's what we're trying to do right now. And we're setting that up next month. We're going to be rolling out the beginnings of our coaching process, starting with the Coach Start training, moving then into 201, which is Coach Basics Boot Camp, which will then shift into 301, and then 401. You can see that as we roll. So patience for those of you who might have coaches. We can still put some Band-Aids on for right now, but you've got some people like kind of chomping at the bit. There's some things that we can start them with right now, but don't freak out. You never fear. We are ready to deliver on that very soon. So be patient with us. It's part of the rollout process of this. It's going to be logical, okay? We're not trying to do things out of order, okay? So I want to talk to you a little bit about inviting from a free to a paid challenge. And I'm going to do a little bit of reading here for you just so you can kind of get the gist of this, because what I want us to do is feel comfortable. Now, you can take as much of this or a little of this as you would like. I use this pattern all the time. And I would say it works probably about 70 to 80% of the time to get some kind of a response. Okay? Some kind of response. There's certain people who are dead and they will not respond. Sorry, that didn't mean dead like dead, but just mean like they just actually don't respond. They or for no reason they don't see it or whatever. Okay? So here we go. Not that I'm naming anybody specifically here. Actually, these are all coaches on my team. So, hey, TJ, Just wanted to follow up with you on the Super Abs Challenge. So this is a person who was successful in the Super Abs Challenge. Maybe they made it through all 5 days and you kind of tracked them, you watched it, that's great. You did a great job in there. Love that you were consistent. Way to keep at it. Was wondering, based on how well you did, I'm complimenting them. I'm giving them some props. It's not false because they did a great job. They really did. Based on how well you did, if you would be interested in joining us for our Fit Together in 15 21-day online challenge that starts soon. This is a great next step that helps people really dial in nutrition along with workouts. Would you like to hear a little bit more about it? That's an easy Facebook message that you can send somebody, okay? They were successful in the challenge. Those are the number one people you want to start with. You look on day 5, you find your people. If you've not done this, okay, you look on day 5, you find your people and you contact, hey, great job, this is what you do, okay? Please don't kind of poach on other people's, so if you don't know them, you know what I mean? Okay, try to make sure it's somebody you sort of know. Okay, so that person then, there's a follow-up process we'll get to in just a second. Now, let's say it's somebody who was sporadic. They didn't really, like they maybe did day 1, maybe did day 2, and then they kind of fell off, okay? This might be just a little bit of adjustment. Hey, Liz, not calling anybody out here. Hey, Liz, just wanted to follow up with you on the Super Abs Challenge. Good to have you in there. Simple. It was good to have you in there. That's great. I'm not falsely saying, hey, great job. You were so awesome. You did one day. Right? I mean, that would be stupid. So good to have you in there. Did you know that they posted all the workouts in a playlist we can access at any time? Pretty cool. You're adding value, right? You're adding value. It's a reason to contact them too, right? Just letting you know, hey, we added these things. There's a cool playlist. If you didn't see that post that Dan put up, awesome. Adding value. Was wondering, and this is going to sound exactly verbatim, based on what we talked about, maybe you had some contact with them. Hopefully you had some contact. If you didn't have any contact, then don't use that sentence, okay? Based on what we talked about before, because maybe you were kind of contacting them on how they're doing, you'd be interested in joining us for a Fit Together 15, and then that's the same thing to the end, okay? So you can kind of see that on there. Use that as a potential thing to get those people. Even if they did 1 day worth, so go back. You've got a history. Go back in the group. Find them. Go, hey, they did 1 day. Awesome. Okay, awesome. Great. And then we'll be able to let them kind of invite them to the process. Now, I'm going to say these next 2 are going to be harder because it's this whole iPod pen thing. Okay? So it's going to come off as a little bit iPod person pen, depending on how much contact you've had with them. Okay? But I do want to give you these tools as a potential outreach to people who maybe have been like, you've been out of contact for a little bit. Maybe they showed interest in the past, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Claire. It's been a while since we've connected. So this would be a person maybe you contacted in the past. They've maybe done a free challenge in the past. Maybe they did a workout with you. Maybe they bought Pio back a long time ago or whatever. Been a little while since we connected. Just wondering how you're doing. Also, and then you can fill in any there. If you've got some personal you want to fill in, hey, Susie did whatever. I mean, I'm not trying to be crass there, but if you want to, make it a little bit more personal, that's great. That's where the spot to do it. You go, also, hey, I just wondered, based on what we talked about before when you were doing the workouts, when you're doing some stuff, if you'd be interested in joining us for a Fit Together in 15, 21 day, blah, 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 great complete solution that helps people really dial in nutrition along with workouts. Would you like to hear more about it? Now, notice what I did in this. I didn't say this is a great next step in this one because they didn't do the challenge. So they don't even know what next step is at this point. They don't really have that. So this is a great complete solution that helps people really dial in nutrition along with workouts. You'd like to hear a little bit more about it. Okay? Again, very low threat. So don't freak out about the salesy thing. All you're doing is asking if they're interested in hearing a little bit more. You're not asking to buy anything. You're not asking to, commit to anything massively. Just do you want to hear a little bit about it? That's all you're asking. So don't freak out and feel all, oh my gosh, I feel so salesy. I feel it's awful. Okay? Just get over yourself a little bit. Because here's the thing. We talked about this. If you've ever read GoPro by Eric Worre, he talks a little bit about it sometimes is more about us than it is truly about the other person, because we're worried about how the other person is perceiving us, right? So we're worried about, oh man, I'm worried if they're good. If I do say this thing, then they're just going to think I'm just so salesy because that's all I'm really doing. But here's the thing. If you genuinely care about these people and their welfare and their well-being, it's okay. It's okay. Even if you haven't like talked to them, like it's okay to care about somebody and say, hey, I'd like to offer you this potential solution. And then the cool thing that I've noticed as people in my life have been involved in my fitness stuff, I've actually reconnected with them, like in a good way. Like, so fitness became the bridge to bring us back together. Otherwise, it's like, you know, they live in Tucson. I don't really have any point to connect with them necessarily, but the fitness thing actually connected us again. And particularly with a lot of my former students, I have that opportunity all the time. Okay. So that's that. This one, I'm just going to say, feels very much like the pen. It only works if you very much want to grow this and you've got to have some backbone for it. Okay. This is my caution to you. You can totally use it, but I want to just let you know. This is called the third-party invite. You can read this in GoPro. It's called the third-party invite. It's an initial contact. Pretty cold calling. So, but again, if you really want to run after this and try to start to build an interest base, maybe you've run out maybe of your warm market. Talk about that more later, but this is what you would use. Hey, Jason, it's been a while since we connected. I'm not sure if you've seen that I'm helping people out with health and fitness now as a Beachbody coach. You know, think P90X or insanity, but not as intense. Okay. I like to put that not as intense there because often people will go P90X insanity, shut down, done. Okay. But you can go, but not as intense. Okay. Because we're doing something potentially not as intense with the 21-day fix, right? I'm trying to reach a goal of helping blah. So if you've got a goal, you can say this. I've got a goal of reaching how many people in the next 30 days to get started in fitness. Wondered if you might help me out by referring to me maybe to anyone who would be interested in joining us for a 21-day online fitness challenge that starts soon. A great complete solution, and then exactly the thing that I said before. Like I said, it takes a little bit more guts, and it's one of those things when you're asking for somebody else, hey, everyone, if you know anybody, you're kind of bypassing them. You're bypassing them. Hey, everyone, you know anybody who would be interested in this. But really, you are sort of talking to them. And they're like, well, hey, what about me? I might be interested in that. Okay. And that's an opportunity that you can reach out. Okay. So those are some tools here very quickly. So that's your opening stuff, getting people from free to paid. Now, there's a positive response. So TJ, whoever says, hey, yeah, I'd love to hear more. Just let me know. What do I need to do? Great. Would be awesome to hear a little bit about what you might be looking to accomplish. Do you have any specific goals, especially as we head into spring? And then you can kind of follow up from that point. Now, price objection usually comes up pretty quickly here. Great, how much does it cost? I always use these 4 words. No, actually, there's only 3 words. 3 words. Lots of options. Got it? Don't get backed up into the price corner and go, oh my gosh, it's $100 or be worse. That's $205 for the most expensive challenge pack. When I do that, okay, that would be bad. Okay, all you have to say, hey, what's the price? Lots of options. Say it with me. Lots of options, because there are lots of options. There's not one option. There's lots of options. Okay, and we can potentially put them through. Lots of options. I'd love to hear a little bit about what you're trying to accomplish, and then we can move on from there. Do you have any specific goals, especially as we head into spring? Okay, so I didn't make a slide for that, but I do want you to know, price objection up front, it's usually pretty quick. Lots of options. Remember it. Store it somewhere. It's very, very helpful. Okay? Positive response. Now, no response. They don't give you anything. It's like, hey, I didn't hear you. Hey, TJ. By the way, everybody's seeing these slides, right? You guys are good? Everybody's seeing the slides? Okay, good. Hey, TJ, wondered if you got my message that I sent yesterday. I know Facebook Messenger can be a bit messed up. Let me know. Thanks. That's all you do. You didn't hear it. But the thing is, we're going to talk about this more next week, keeping track of these people, because the fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. Some of you who are the best follower-uppers have made the most out of this opportunity, because follow-up shows that you care. Okay. And that makes you more of a professional. The amateur just kind of shoots out a bunch of invites and then doesn't follow up with anybody. And if they don't answer, it's like, oh, whatever. If you follow up, you're going to get a better response. Okay. So that's one way. And then if you don't hear again, you might say last ditch effort, say, hey, I didn't hear from you back on that. Last chance, or one more time. No big deal if I don't hear back from you, but I'll just take you off my list. That's particularly a great Ray Higdon. He's a network marketer who's really great at that too as well. And he'll say, no big deal. I'll just take you off my list, because nobody really wants to get taken off the list. Okay. Negative response. They say, no, not really interested. Okay. So now the amateur would say, okay, I'm sorry. Okay. The better way to do it is to say that where the pro is going to say, totally cool. Maybe the timing's not right. Do you think I can put you on the invite list for future months? Because we do these, and you can say, we do them every month. You gonna do that? Nobody, unless they're like in a direct, like they're doing Advocare or some other, some other health kind of a thing, is going to say no to that, generally, to put them on for a future month. Yeah, okay, great, no problem. I'll follow up either in a bit, okay, or in a month or two. That sounds great. And then you've got them on your list that they are sort of interested, and if you keep following up, you're going to have a better chance of succeeding, okay? I want to give you 2 specific resources to carry you on from this point. So remember, we're trying to make the bridge from the idea of a free challenge into the idea of a paid challenge. 2 resources. In the Go Team Coach Club Files tab, I'm going to show you this real quickly here. I'm going to show you the other screen. 2 quick seconds. Where are we? Right here. Very good. I needed to go quickly here. My computer shut down right before the call, which was exciting, and luckily I got it all back up. Okay, so I'm going to share this screen. Where's my share? Sharing. Okay, I'm going to stop share. Let me start to share a new one. And I'm going to share this screen real quickly with you. Here we go. Can everybody see? Everybody see my Go Team? You see this right here? Okay, you can see it. It's a Facebook page, right? Okay. Give me a thumbs up, somebody, yes?
Black screen.
Black screen, awesome.
With a white line down it.
Mm-hmm. Stop share, I'm trying it again. Screen share. And we'll go one more time here. How's that? Nothing?
Nothing. Nope.
All right, let me do it over here one more time. Let me try it over here just for kicks.
Hey, there it is.
That was it. Okay. So Go Team, you guys see this here? Go Team Coach Club. Go to Files tab at the top. So if you're here, go to Files tab at the top. We're trying to keep this stuff organized for you. You'll see On Demand. You saw that. That was the thing that Stacy just posted. Team call recordings you see are here. All these calls are going to be posted here for you in links, so you can always refer your people back to them. The 5-day free coach guide challenge is here. That is great. So there's other options or other things you can get. Now, I'm going to highlight 2 here for you. Coach 5-step invitation process PDF. And then these next 2. Customer interview and challenge pack training is actually paired with this Rockstar Coaching rad questions. We should probably rename that, Claire, to make those consistent. But these are 2 ways of taking your people through a challenge invite process with lots of asking questions and pointing to solutions. So I want to give you that as a resource because we can talk more about that for future calls, but that's kind of the rest of that process. I'm planning on I've got this visual in my head. You know those little Playmobil people? I want to use Playmobil people and do a whole kind of South Parkian way of showing the invite process between 2 little, anyway, so that would be pretty cool. But that's what we're doing. So just know that those resources are in the Coach Club for you. Okay, back to the other share. And here we go. 1 second. Share screen. Back to this. Let me know you can see it. Can you see it? Share screen. Yes, you can see?
Yep.
Okay. Good deal. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to talk to you about, guys, beware of rabbit trails. Beware of rabbit trails in your coaching, because here's the thing that so many coaches get wrapped up in. They get wrapped up in coachy stuff. Okay? I don't mind people having an active, like a supportive, active coach group, but overly active coach groups with coaches doing lots of talking to each other and like shout outs to each other. Yeah, you guys are so awesome and great. I call it coachy behavior. The more I see coaches do that, the less effective I generally see them be longer term. Now, if they have legitimate questions they need to ask and they want to get those answered, absolutely. But you know what? The Go Team Coach Club is not about, hey, gonna give like a shout out. I got, I don't know, just stuff to potentially distract. And I just don't want it to be a distracted type of thing. I want it to be where you guys are really avoiding rabbit trails, so you're not doing things. Now, okay, this could be blasphemous. So everybody, hang with me. Are you ready? Okay, everybody breathe. You ready? What I think could be a rabbit trail for us right now in terms of the process. Ready? What? Beachbody On Demand? No, say it ain't so. It's going to be the Carl talked about it, Dan. It's going to be the best thing since sliced bread, since P90X. It's going to be awesome. Okay, hang with me here. I'm not being sacrilegious against the sacredness of Beachbody and Beachbody On Demand. But I want to tell you this. If you run after first-time customers with Beachbody On Demand, you're going to probably, for the most part, okay, and I'm not saying this is but you're probably going to get a single sale. You might get the 140, that's great. You might get them Shakeology, that's great. The difficulty is, and this is why I'm so committed to our process, particularly when we get them into paid challenges, guys, is that 21-day fix, 21-day fix extreme, and I would even add Insanity Max 30 into this as well. They all have help with nutrition. Without specific and practical help with nutrition, it's all downhill. So you can refer them to this great, all the bells and whistles and all the potential, workouts. They can do all that great, but they will not make the progress that will turn them into a lifer, which will turn them into a coach for you. You got it? That's what we're about here. If we provide everybody with a good solution, you're going to get lifers. So don't run after the quick sale just to make Success Club, okay? I'm telling you, okay? I've done this enough. This is 3 years I've got experience on doing this. Don't run after the quick sale when you could actually provide the solution that builds the relationship long term. Please, okay? I'm asking you for the people who you could potentially be helping long term and not just try to get a quick sale, okay? Now, at the same time, I would say that the Beachbody On Demand is a great extension tool for you, okay? So if you have a customer or several customers who maybe have gone through a portion control program, or they really do know how to really dial in their nutrition, they've got it nailed, or however they figured it out, okay? You then can refer them to this, and it's magical, because then you're the hero. Oh my gosh, they've gotten great results with 21-day fix. They know how to do their eating, and then you go, hey, guess what? You can do some kind of a structure, 21-day fix, and you can do it with Insanity. Wow, that's great. Or P90X3. Oh, awesome. That's great. Or you can do it with, Brazil butt lift, or whatever program you want to do. And they get a chance to look at those things. Okay? So you can totally make that more of an extension program. I'm not saying you can't do this, but I am just saying that, or we can't do it without this, but I am just saying if you bring Beachbody On Demand as your first entry point into this without a nutrition solution, I would say, okay? Just saying, okay? So we have an extension. That's great. So regarding just any quick questions about, a quick couple points about this, and I'm going to let you go. So very specifically, you've got the idea of, you're going to get online workouts. You can see the list on the FAQs. It's also in that files tab that we put up on the Go Team Coaches group. Sorry, that's in there, so you can take a look at that. All the details. Specifically, there are things that you need to know. It's when you buy the challenge pack, it's 140. It's 90 days of that they get that for a 90-day membership to the club, and which also gets them the meal guide and all that kind of stuff in addition to all those workouts. Now, if you didn't notice, the cool thing is that as we move forward, and this rolls out a little bit later, that as people who have purchased programs, they start to turn up in the on demand as well. So if you've purchased like 21-day fix, it's going to show up on your on demand later, which is really cool because a lot of us, I know particularly my wife with Shailene Extreme, though this one is included, but she's worn those suckers out because she's done that program so many times. Those discs are actually cracking. Like the insides are cracking. She's used them so much. So the cool part is now we've got like scratch proof for the future, which is really, really cool. As you buy your program, you're going to get the digital version as well to stream. Okay. And, again, you're getting, moving forward, you're going to get residual based on every purchase, how they do that club membership, which is great. So that's another way to build your income longer term. Okay. Any questions about Beachbody On Demand at this point, if you haven't seen those already? Yeah, and you saw one of the great things too is that they do teasers, right? So they do the teaser for a teaser workout for 21-day fix. They do a teaser workout for 21-day fix extreme, or so you can get a single workout to check something out, so people can kind of look at a program. Okay, now next step opportunity for you guys, because we're so committed to making sure you know how to properly run a challenge group. We have challenge groups that are going to start on the 23rd. Okay. That's a week, almost, so 2 weeks from today. We want to train you properly because many of you have not been in an effective challenge group that we want to make sure you're trained properly. So we're going to host a webinar tomorrow at noon for 30 minutes. 30-minute webinar tomorrow. We want you there if you want to be learning how to run an effective challenge group for us, okay? That we would help you, kind of fold, and we would sort of add people together. And if you want to be part of that, we would love to train you so you can feel effective in doing that, okay? So noon, 30 minutes, that is Eastern Standard Time, or excuse me, Eastern Daylight Time now. We'll have a web, the invite will be in the Coach Club immediately following this, okay? I'll post it in the club so you can join if you're up for it, okay? We will record it as well for those of you who can't be there. So running an effective challenge group, 30 minutes, and we'll have that for future so we can train other coaches moving forward. Next week, you will not want to miss this. If you are ever struggling with the idea of creating order out of a chaotic schedule and all the people you got to kind of keep track of and how you're going to follow up with them and all the craziness that will introduce, you're going to want to be here next week. We're going to cover a thing called Asana. And Asana is basically going to be a customer relations management tool that's free that we are going to train you how to use and make your business streamlined so you'll be able to track your customers over time and be able to follow up with them, like we said, the fortunes in the follow-up. So long-term, you will have success and have a lot more peace. And there's apps that you can use on your phone. And I know it's some of the things that a lot of you need because, let's face it, sometimes we just get overwhelmed. And if we can have some order created out of that chaos, it's really, really helpful. I've been using it for a while here, and I'm getting better and better at using it. And it really helps my spirit because I know who I need to contact each day. Okay? So next week, Monday, March 16th, 9 p.m. Eastern, actually daylight time, EDT. And we'd love to have you because we are here once again, like we said last week, and we'll say it every week because we want to help you be the best you possible. Hashtag best you, because you are awesome and you are going to make a difference in this world because you are going to be equipped to do it. Okay, guys? You with me? Thumbs up, everybody in the chat. Okay, good. Awesome. So thank you for your time tonight. I appreciate you being with us. Please feel free to tag your coaches. I'm going to post it in the Coach Club about maybe 30 minutes from now or so, just depending on how long it takes to render. I'll post it up in the group. So you'll have the recording that you can post and make sure your coaches see it. Okay? Awesome. You guys have a good night. Any questions? Just let me know. Okay, bye.
Bye. See you.